Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel for day 4 of Vlogmas, and today's prompt is, what is your least favourite card in the deck? Now, I don't have a least favourite card. I love them all. I think they all work together. They're all important and I love them. I just love them all. So I'm going to share today the cards that have specific meanings for me that might be slightly more tricky, or cards that nag me, or cards that poke at the baggage that I sometimes bring. We all have baggage, don't we? Or is it just me? And some cards can poke a little bit more at your bags. So I'm going to share 3 cards, but it doesn't mean I don't love these cards. I still love these cards. Yeah. So firstly, I'm going to share Temperance. Now, this is the universe having a joke that the Temperance card is the card linked with Sagittarius. Now, I am a Sagittarian through and through, textbook Sagittarian. And one thing about textbook Sagittarians, not all, but most of us, we don't do the middle road. We don't do this middle path. We don't do balance, I don't think, that well. I think Sagittarians are constantly aiming for the stars. You're either flat on your back exhausted, or you're aiming for the stars. The middle path of temperance and balance, well, it bores the hell out of me, to be honest. And I'm not saying that as a badge of honour. I'm not claiming that as any sort of fabulous thing. My boredom with a more stable ground has caused me incredible hardships in life and brought on endless reams of damage. And I wonder if that's the reason that Temperance is the card of a Sagittarian, because it's what we most need. However, it does show up a lot for me. I say, okay, what's the answer? Temperance cards comes out. What can I do about this imbalance? Temperance cards come out. What can I do about this latest drama? The Temperance card flies out again. This is the card that nags me. This is the card that my tarot decks see me coming with the same question over and over, and you can hear them muttering, get the Temperance card ready, alert Temperance, Temperance to go. And I get it over and over and over again, and I feel a little bit like I'm being nagged. I feel like the kid being told to turn off the lights again when I like all the lights on. This card is what I should do, but what I don't want to do. This is the way out, although the way back in looks way more exciting. Temperance, if Temperance could speak, it would say, don't pull me out again, just go and do the work. So Temperance, I love it, I hate it, I need it, I don't want it, love it. Okay, talking about baggage, and I know we shouldn't bring our baggage with us to the tarot, but we bring ourselves, don't we? So baggage kind of comes with us. 10 of Pentacles, especially this one. Look, now this is why this card triggers me, because you've got your very typical loved up family, even with roses around it. Now give me the castle and give me the roses and take the people out, and I'm probably revealing more about my baggage than I wanted to, but it triggers me when you have had a 5-year divorce that wiped the ground with you, when you have had betrayals and you've lost trust in people, and when your world comes with crazy dogs breaking down the castle walls to chase squirrels, when it comes with special needs equipment for your parenting, when it comes with watching your back because people are constantly trying to sabotage you, then when you pull a card like this that talks about families, it's all just too damn perfect. So my initial response to this is always, oh please just no. When you sit with it a bit longer, of course, then this is also about like loving and nurturing and homemaking, all the things that my anti-heroes are inspiring me to become. So this really is a card for me, although the imagery often makes it feel like it's just a slap in the face for look what you didn't win. But I have to get over that. That is my baggage, and it doesn't mean that the message of this card is not for me. It's about family building, but I would sometimes just like to see a castle with a few weeds, not roses, and the odd lurcher or two breaking down the wall after a squirrel, perhaps, just to make it feel a bit more real. And then the last one, which is probably the main card that I think of when somebody says a card that you don't like, and that's the Knight of Swords. I think the Knight of Swords taken to his extreme is an asshole, to be honest. And I've met a few Knight of Swords in their extreme mode, and it's not pleasant energy to be around, especially when you have invested in them and trust them and think that their charismatic go-getting energy can be relied on. I think the Knight of Swords in its extreme is the person that will completely let you down, because they are all talk and no substance. Somebody once said to me of a relationship breakdown that we're not surprised, they were all persona and no personality. That sums up the Knight of Swords. On to the next conquest, only thinking of themselves, or talk, no action. Knight of Swords, just a real asshole. I call it my narcissistic card. Of course, it's a air card, so it's somebody who can speak, somebody who can think fast. They are intelligent people that can, or think they can, talk their way out of anything. Caught in the act, they'll get out of it. They can talk their way out of it. They can blag their way through life, leaving shed loads of damage in their wake. That's my Knight of Swords taken to its extreme. Somebody you thought you could rely on that turns out to be somebody of no substance whatsoever. Now, the deck that opened up this card for me to mean something more, because sometimes my baggage can alienate cards from me, and it closes the card down, because this isn't just what the Knight of Swords is, and it was becoming just that for me. But the Muse Tarot opened it up for me. Now, in the Muse Tarot, the Knight of Swords is the Knight of Voices, and I went through a phase of pulling this card on repeat for me, and I felt really slapped in the face. I don't want to pull a Knight of Swords card pertaining to me, thank you very much. Not when I've had to survive this card, literally. However, it talks about the Knight of Voices making the impossible look possible. It does also go on to say about the wings being able to lift her massive weight in the air. We'll just skim over that, but thanks very much for that. Making it the impossible look possible. Sometimes I think, as a single special needs mum, then I do have to do that, and I automatically thought, this does have elements for me in there. It says that she's quick to rise and can hoist herself into the air really quickly when needed. And I've certainly had lessons in being able to rise. It tells you to cut through the clouds with logic and reason. This Knight of Swords in this deck is really about truth telling, which with my baggage, I'd never really allowed the Knight of Swords to be about truth telling before, but it's the opposite of being deceived by somebody who is all talk and no action. The truth-telling Knight of Swords that can use that intelligence, that logic, that reason, that ability to use words to support truth, to cut through the clouds of rubbish that's being presented to them. It's a brave, courageous hero card that can make the impossible seem possible, or at least make it appear that way. And I often used to watch swans swimming, because of course I've got my fascination with swans, and I would think about how elegant they look on the surface of the water, where really their little feet were going 10 to the dozen under the surface of the water. And I think this version of the Knight of Swords opened up the card for that kind of imagery. You can make things appear to be easy, even if you have to work really hard at it. It's that a hero will keep going regardless. The swan swimming and a heavy horse flying makes the impossible look possible, even though it's probably really difficult to do. That's my special needs mama card without a shadow of a doubt, because we have to make the impossible look possible. And now I just feel like I've waffled forever about the Knight of Swords. I hope that made sense. Did that even make any sense? So the Knight of Swords, it was one of my least favourite cards in the deck, but then I think as I've got more used to working with tarot, I am refusing to let these cards get closed down by my own personal baggage, even when they nag the hell out of me. Obviously that obstacle that means that it's still the advice I need is a signpost for the way out. It's a signpost forward. Ryan Holiday's book says the obstacle is the way. That's what Temperance is for me. So cards that I would class as the ones I like least, even though I love them, simply because they've had some baggage around them when I pull them. So that's it for day 4, and I can't wait to see what everybody else chooses. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.